What is up, everybody? Hey, hey. Oh, yeah. All right. Back for another round of podcasting, another round of comic books, another week of listening to me just babble on and on and on. Why do you subject yourselves to this? Nobody really knows why, but you know what? You keep coming back every week, and you're all... So, all right. So first up, I have a couple of announcements that I need to make. Yeah. So the first announcement is this is the last episode of the show. No, I'm joking. It's not the last episode. You all wish it was the last episode. Yeah. Yeah. You know who you are sitting back there. Yeah, you all wish this was the last episode. No. So, the first episode, good lord, oh, it's going to be one of those nights where I'm just not even going to be able to vocabulate correctly. So, the first announcement that I have for you guys is, once again, I have been hand-selected to join the Comicpalooza Podcast Partnership Program. Thank you. Yeah. And, so Comicpalooza is going to be going on May 10th, 11th, and 12th at the George R. Brown Convention Center here in Houston. Yeah, George R. Brown. Yep. And, yeah, so I will be doing a live show floor, either Friday or Saturday. I don't yet know which, but there will be a live show floor. For those of you who are in the area, can get to the area and are there when I can tell you exactly when my live show is going to be, as soon as I get that information. I am going to be doing a kind of a tournament, as it were, where I will be taking fictional characters, non-comic book related, absolutely no powers, no tech, no weapons of any kind, and I will be pitting them against one another to see who will reign supreme as champion of all. No, seriously. It's not a joke. I mean, come on. Come on. Come on. You know, I mean, come on. You know, in all seriousness, I kind of feel like I wanted to do something a little bit different, more than some other people have done. Everybody does the, who would win in a fight, Wonder Woman or the Hulk? Come on now. So, but yeah, I've got a bracket going. I've got a list going. I'm trying to get the list longer. I'm trying to get as many possible names as I can so that I can start whittling things down and trying to figure out how I can do this thing to come in round about an hour. And yeah, so if you've got any suggestions at all, hit me up on Twitter, Walker the Geek, or shoot me an email. Hey, shoot me a list of characters that you think belong on this list. Again, no comic book related superheroes. They've got powers, and no Batman. Sorry, Batman will not be a part of this, and neither will John Wick. I'm sorry. Batman and John Wick show up, and all of a sudden it comes down to Batman versus John Wick, and I'm not going to be the guy to make that call. So, sorry. But yeah, John Wick is the exception to the rule with the non-comic book characters with no powers, because he doesn't really have any superpowers. So, yeah. But, hey, we'll see what we come up with. This might actually be something that'll be really cool. So, who knows? The next announcement is an announcement that I might have made a while back when BryFy the Comics guy and I decided that we wanted to do a panel together. And our panel has been selected. And so we're going to be doing a panel at Comicpalooza. Thank you. And our panel is going to be, podcasting for solo podcasters. There aren't really a whole lot of solo podcasters out there who aren't, famous. And so, yeah, we figured we would do something to kind of, show people that solo podcasting is not... I don't know. I guess we have kind of a stigma. I guess, like, solo podcasting is hard. But, I guess that's why a lot of people don't do it. But we want to be able to tell people, and he and I are going to be there. So it'll be me, BryFy the comics guy, Random Rob. For those of you who have listened to the show in the past, especially after Comicpalooza last year, I was on the Random Ramblings with Rob. You can check him out. And there is another podcaster that is going to be there, and I did not write her name down. Oh, God. Oh, no, I feel bad. But she's a solo podcast here in Houston, and she's going to be joining us, and I promise to include her into the description of the episode. So, yes. You know what? Shoot. Hold on a second. Okay, so I went and grabbed my phone. I don't keep my phone near me while I'm recording because I never know when this thing is going to go off, and I don't want it on the table because then you get the going on in the background, or on this particular glass table it would be more like a and I don't want that. So the fourth podcaster who will be joining us for our panel at Comicpalooza is the Libra Lounge with Keisha. Keisha. I hope it's Keisha. I hope I said that right. But yeah, she's a solo podcaster here in Houston. She and Rob aren't, nerdy or geeky podcasts like me and BryFy are. So it'll be interesting to, kind of get their take on things. And, I think it's going to be a pretty good, a really interesting panel. And I think we're going to have a lot of fun. So if you happen to be at Comicpalooza on one of those 3 days, we don't exactly know when our panel is, but I will let you all know soon. So yeah, and there is talk of me joining some other panels. Maybe, hopefully, fingers crossed, there's been some toss back and forth about me maybe moderating a panel this year. I don't know. Everything's still kind of, up in the air as far as where everything is at right now. So, but I'm really, really excited about this year for Comicpalooza. So head over to comicpalooza.com and get your tickets now. Trust me, because they're going to go up again before the con starts, and then they will go up again at the door. So, get them while you can. Well, what do you say we start getting into some comic books and start talking about me? Yeah. So, not a lot of comic books for y'all this week. I've had a lot going on, so I didn't even realize that my pull list was going to be so short this past week. So, first up we have Captain Marvel issue number 3. And so Carol and her team have had a new addition to their little ragtag rebellion unit inside this dome over Roosevelt Island that nobody can seem to get into but women. And She-Hulk manages to get in, but she pops in without her powers. So for some reason, this dome is negating most everybody's powers. Throughout this particular issue, Carol also finds out that Nuclear Man, for some reason, wants her as his bride, and that Sam, who's been running around with their resistance group, and the only other male that they know of in the dome, is Nuclear Man's son. So, but, what? Oh my god, where is... What? Thank you. Oh, we need to do better about pressing those buttons over there. So, yes, thank you. You too. All right, so, but yeah, he's looking to stop his father. So there's a little bit of apprehension, hey, he's Nuclear Man's son, is he really looking to help us stop Nuclear Man? What's going on? But Carol goes ahead and launches her attack against the Citadel and Nuclear Man as planned. However, Rogue stands in her way. Yeah, so that's the last time that Carol and Rogue fought. It did not go so well for Carol. So this is probably not going to be any different. Let's see. Next up is Guardians of the Galaxy issue number 3. So Eros and his kill squad have gone after Richard Rider. But he's not willing to give up Gamora's location to them, and, so they're basically just kind of chasing him around, beating the tar out of him as they catch up to him. Hela and the Black Order have gone to see Annihilus about getting Thanos' head back, and apparently he gave it to his, he just kind of threw Thanos' head out there to his children. They've been using it as a chew toy, a la, just chewing on it like dogs. So I know, dude. Like, where are my? Thank you, Jesus. Oh man, you know what? I'm gonna switch hands here real quick so that I'm doing one thing with one hand and one hand with another, and that way I'm not. You just give me the thing. Just leave it there. Don't touch it anymore. Okay? So just yeah. See? Now it's working. Amazing. You know what? Just hold on a second. Let me throw this guy out a window. All right, now I feel better. Okay, so Hela and the Black Order have gone to see Annihilus about getting Thanos' head back, and he's not really willing to give up Thanos' head. He doesn't really care, but Thanos was, of course, a thorn in Annihilus' side during the Annihilation War. But hey, I mean, when you got a perfectly good chew toy, I mean, why give it up? Just like a regular dog shouldn't. But it looks like Hela may have to kill Annihilus to get this head back. And meanwhile, on the Rider, Groot, Bill, Moondragon, and Phyla-Vell have come to the conclusion that they need to go and find Gamora and help Gamora. And they seem to have Peter convinced that they need to be helping Gamora, despite Peter's apprehension. And he's like, he doesn't really want to get involved in all of this. But they've decided that they're going to go help Gamora, and Peter knows where Gamora is, and she has been out looking for Rocket. That's right. So she's hunting Rocket, and everybody seems to be hunting Gamora. So of course, and I'm sure she has absolutely no idea that everybody's hunting her. But yeah, she's about to find out. So. Okay, let's see. How about some Farmhand issue number 6? Yeah. Farmhand has been doing really, really good. I've been really enjoying this story, and things are really starting to heat up, and things are definitely not going well for Jed's company. People are returning to town after having their transplants. They're having problems with their transplants. They're getting sick. They've got some kind of infection going on. And the EPA is trying to do an inspection, but all Jed wants to do is go fishing with his son, Riley, and one of Riley's friends. So, I mean, it's he just wants to go fishing.
Excuse me?
Yeah, he did. So, oh, by the way, just throwing it out there, Riley's friend that he's bringing along with him happens to be the little boy who tried to steal Jed's secret, who is working for the Russians. So, yeah, there's that. Yeah. So, while on the fishing trip, the boys are attacked by a boar who is infected by Jed's seed. And, so things are just... Things are getting out of hand and out of control real quick, So... but hey, what happens on a fishing trip stays on a fishing trip, right? No, probably not. Especially not for this kind of thing. So, how about some Wolverine Infinity... Oh, look who's back again.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, so Wolverine...
Yes!
Infinity Watch issue number 2.
Oh, God. Oh.
Well, that escalated quickly. Okay, so Loki and you-know-who have caught up with Hector, but, of course, so has Warbringer. Now, Hector is the current bearer of the Time Stone, and the Time Stone resides inside of Hector, and everybody is after him. You-know-who tries to stop Warbringer while Loki tries to get away with Hector, but of course Wolverine, shit.
Oh, God.
Yeah. That guy doesn't really stand much of a chance against Warbringer. And Warbringer does manage to catch up to Loki and Hector. Now, Loki isn't, of course, the fighting sort, so he allows Warbringer to kill Hector. And he gets the Infinity Stone, the Time Stone, and he leaves, happy in his crapulence. However, Loki did manage to trick him with one of his illusions, and Warbringer made off with either. So I have no idea how long this illusion is going to last. Will it last long enough for Warbringer to get, half a galaxy away before he realizes the Time Stone isn't really on his ship? How long? But yeah, no, Loki tricked him. Hector is alive. The Time Stone did not get taken by Warbringer. However, after Warbringer leaves, the Raptor Society shows up and takes Hector. Yeah, so it just, things for Loki and Wolverine just seem to keep.
Oh, God.
Lady, come on now. Does it have to be? Does it have to be every time?
Oh.
And whatever. So, Wolverine is just not having very much luck being guardian of all these Infinity Stones. So it seems like teaming up with Loki may or may not have been the best idea. I don't know. I guess we'll find out as this thing continues to go on. So, last book for the week. Middlewest issue number 5. Yeah. So, in our last issue, Abel was running from Wrench and Bobby at the carnival. And at the end of the issue, he had been cornered by Wrench, and as they were going to kind of, take him in custody and take him to the boss, you gotta go see the boss, his power started to flare up. And, while manifesting these powers in defense, he's not really sure exactly what's going to happen. But this old woman finds them, and she casts, she's spouting off some kind of spell in some language that we couldn't read. It was literally written in another language. And his powers start to kind of, subside. And when it does, everybody's kind of like, dude, what the heck just happened? And the old woman that, suppressed Abel's powers at that time is the woman who runs the carnival. And she of course has to make an example out of Abel because he pickpocketed a guy, and she can't have that kind of thing. Once it it happens once, it'll happen again and again and again and again, and then it'll just get out of control. So she wants to make an example out of Abel. But Abel convinces her to allow him to work off the debt and stay on as an employee of the carnival. But he also would like for her to teach him how she was able to suppress his powers back. And for some reason she agrees to this. And we find out that this old woman is actually the mystic that he was looking for, and on top of that is sister to the old man who sent Abel looking for her. So there's that, and working for a carnival. Of course, Abel has to start at the bottom of the totem pole. He's doing all the crap jobs nobody wants to do, like cleaning up puke off the rides. No, thank you. So things are definitely heating up. Of course, no questions have been answered, at all. I mean, why answer questions? Exactly. So, yeah, I guess, we'll have to wait and see if Abel's father does actually catch up to him, or really when, because I'm sure it'll probably happen eventually. So, to be perfectly honest with you, I can't help but be completely drawn into a story like Middlewest, because it's like nothing I've ever read before, and it is just it's it every issue answers maybe one question and then throws another five out there at you, and so you're constantly being kept guessing, and I think that's probably what really draws me in about this book. So that is it for comic books for this week. Again, don't forget to go over to comicpalooza.com and get tickets for Comicpalooza coming May 10th, 11th, and 12th. And I will see you all next week.